Hello, welcome to this continuation of the video on the October-November 2017 IT 9626 paper 2. In the last video, we looked at step number 2, and in this one, we go straight and look at step number 3. So step 3 says, create a database named combined factory data and import the data. Okay, so we're going to use Access this time. And we'll create a database. So I'll save it in my work area. So it's supposed to be here. And the database name will be combined. Let's just say combined factory data. Let me just copy this. So that will be the database name, combined factory data. Okay, so you see here it's combined factory data and it's saved in my work area. Click on create, and then I'll close up this. Now I need to import the tables. Okay, so create a database this and import the data. What data are we importing? We are importing the data which has to do with this. Remember, we have data for the employees, the one we created. We have data for the site, and we have data for the description of the job codes. Okay, so we need to import the data. So create, and then rather external data text file, browse, and go to your worked area. Okay. Which is this one, and get the employee data. And for the employee data, we would need to set up some of the properties. Okay, so this file is already in use. So let me just close all Excel files because we are now done with the Excel section. I don't know if I need to close this. Okay, let me just say yes. Close up these, otherwise we'll not be able to I don't need to save this one. We won't be able to. Okay, do I need to save this? Yes. Yeah, save it as well, employee data, and yes, replace it. Yes. Okay, so all the files, job code, I don't need it as well. All the files have been closed, so now we can import the file. Employee, and get this one. Next, first row contains field names. Next, and here you can set the data types according to what you set in your file structure. So your file structure, the data types, everything from payroll number to postcode is supposed to be text. So postcode, everything is supposed to be text. Then next, we need to set the date. Okay, so we need to set the date. Notice for the date, we'll need if it's supposed to be DDD, DD, MM, YYY, this is DMYYY. So we need to set the property to show that the date actually should have leading zeros. Okay, so the date should have leading zeros. Okay, then we'll go here and set this date with time. That's fine. Date with time. That's fine. Then go to the last one. So this is text, that's fine. Text, that's fine. And the last one is supposed to be integer according to our data dictionary. So the last one is actually integer. Okay, so it's long integer, but just make it integer. Long integer reserves a lot of bytes for the space. So your database actually over time will become so large. So you get integer, which is has got a smaller amount of space reserved compared to long integer. So go to next and choose primary key as payroll number and go to next and then finish. Okay, so that is imported. I'll import another one, which is sites. Now I'm not getting the all site detail because this one we're just using it for importing the data into the all employee data or job data about their jobs into the employee data. So I'll get it from task 1, and this is the site information, and we'll go next and go next, and then first row contains field names, and then scroll down to see there just next, check out the data type. So in the, if I remember very well, in the other table, we made the data type, everything was text, but we did say that primary key would be site, so that's fine. And then go ahead and import another table. This one we are importing now is what table are we importing now? So there's something we need to import, the description of job codes. So for the description of the job codes, notice that we do not have a CSV file for that. So we'll need to create one. So we'll need to go over to, let's go to the files where they are saved. Let's go to the files. They are here, task one. So we need to have this in an Excel. So copy it and open Excel and transfer it into a CSV, transform it into a CSV file so that we can import it. So remove the borders and save it as CSV file. Save as, browse, we'll put it in work files, and we'll save it as CSV file. So CSV, not CSV, CSV here, comma delimited, and we'll call it job description. Okay, job description. So save it, yes, and now let's go close it here and yeah, save it, replace the one that is there. That's fine. Yes. Now close up these, we don't need them. So go back to Access, and now we'll go into our worked files and now import job description as part of our third table according to the question here, the job description code. Okay. So here we'll get okay and go to next, and then first row contains field names. That's fine. Next, they are all short text. That's fine. But side job code will be the job code will be the primary key. Okay, so finish. That's fine. So we are done here. The next that we need to do, was that an error or what? Site info. Did I import site info? Job description or employee? Okay, with error. Okay, so it's the date that actually, I didn't even notice that I imported it with errors. Anyway, so I'm just going to delete it. I'll delete it. I'll delete it. Okay, so it's actually the date that is making it there. The format for the date for me is it's actually 04, which is April, then 13th, and then 28th. And this date format is actually making it very difficult to import that file. So what I'm going to do is to actually change the date format. I'll have, let me see the format for the date available. So let me just use, let me use this one. Okay, so that's fine. And then let's go and import the file. So create external data, import all employee data. Okay, and go to next, and then set of field names contains that, then this one, and then notice the data types. Okay, so the data types, so this one will be date as usual. Then this other one also be date. So the error I was talking about came about because my date format was different from this one. I had the month and then the day and then the year. Mine was the month and then the date and then the year. And then this one is supposed to be the day, the month, and the year. So yeah. So now that it is in the same format, we just need now to change the data types. So change this one to to integer, not short integer, to integer, and then come here and change the date format, add leading zeros. It should be DMY. Okay, DMY. It should match the one that you have here, D, M, and Y. Okay. So then go to OK, and then go to next, and then primary key, payroll number, and then next, and then finish. Okay, this time around you shouldn't see any errors whatsoever. Okay, so that should be fine. So you have this information. So now we go to the property for this one to change the part of the information that we have in the data sheet view, rather in the data dictionary. Okay. So now we need to set the date to that format. So we have the date. This date, we need to set it to the format DD, MM, YYY. And then also this date, we need to set it also to the same format DD, MM, YYYY. Okay. The other thing that we have about this is that we have the payroll number, which is restricted to only 7 characters for that one. Okay, so that's the information that we have about this one, and it is good to go. Let's preview, say yes, accept, and that's it. So you have the date, and the date looks good. Okay, so that's fine. For the job description, we'll go also and set the job code. The job code is supposed to be set to job code, 2 characters, and it's supposed to be primary. So it's supposed to be 2 characters here. Nothing else changes, no format, nothing. So just double click, preview it, and some data will be lost. Just accept it, that's fine, because we know that no data will be lost. Everything is 2 characters. Go to the site info, design view, and this one we know that the site is 7 characters long, and any other information about it, let's check from the data dictionary. From the site, we only have 7 characters, and it's supposed to be primary, which is already primary. Okay, it's already primary, as you can see the symbol key here. So that's fine. Also, accept it. Just accept this one. Okay, so that's fine as well. So we have set all the information about the data. The next thing that we need to do is to take some evidence that we have actually created this data, rather these tables, and we have set about the fields that were mentioned in the design view, and we've said about the properties. So I'm going just to I don't know if I need to. Can I delete this? Can I delete rows? I can't. I need to push this up a bit. Okay, that's fine. What I'm going to do is for this one, we set the date, the time, and all. But I just need to get a screenshot of this, that I have this database, but it doesn't look good to having this. The examiner may start to struggle which one is which. So let me close this other one. Let me just close all of them, and then yeah, save, and then get this view, just this one, and get just a screenshot of this, copy it, and this is now going to be, now we are on step number what? Let me see. We are on step number 3, and this is going to be the evidence of step number 3, that we are creating actually the relationship. Because remember, we were taught to create a database named combined and then import the data. And part of the question tells us to create a database consisting of 3 related tables. So we know that this database that we have has 3 tables. So we need to show how these tables have been created if they obey the rules that we stated up in the rules that we put up in the thing. Okay, so do this left aligned. Why? Okay, so this will be step number 3. And for step 3, we have file structures, file structure. Okay, file structure or database structure if you want. Yeah, file or table structure. Table structure sounds good. Okay, table structure. So what we need is to paste this now. So we paste for the first one, the all employee data. Okay, then we'll need to paste for the other one. So this one will not fit here. Push it down. That's fine. So we need to get for the other one also. This is file structure. Do we need to name them? I don't think we need to name them. I almost started naming the table. So we need to get now for the other one. So get for, close this one now. Get for this one. And just do this, get this, cancel this, just get this. Okay, that's fine. Copy it, paste it in your here, and get for the other one as well. Close up this one and get this in design view and get a screenshot of this one. Okay, and paste it in your evidence document right at the bottom after this other one. Okay, paste it there as well. Okay, so the next thing that we would need to do, now that we've copied the information and we have it, So now we need to create a relationship between these databases or within these tables. So go to external data relationships, select all the tables, add them, and close, and then then we need to create the relationships. So job code connects to the foreign key there, job code, define it, and you need this one. Enforced referential integrity is always important, because what this does is that it makes sure that there is a corresponding relationship between rather there should be a link between records from one table and the other. If the record don't exist, a matching record doesn't exist, then it should warn you that you're trying to add information on a particular record which doesn't exist. Okay, so that's very important, guys. That's very important. So create. So you will notice that it will be one to many. Okay, so get a window of this, get job description, get this link, get a screenshot of this that you've created a relationship for this one, copy it, paste it in your evidence document. So this is paste it there. I'll say relationship evidence. Okay, so paste it there. So that's the relationship that we've created for this one. We need also to create a relationship for this one. Actually, in fact, I don't need to copy multiple screenshots for this one anyway. It's important. Again, get this one and join it to site. Yeah. Enforce referential integrity again and create it like that. So you have these two relationships. Should they cross? That's fine. So just do this and maybe do this. So I'll edit this one and get a screenshot of this. Okay, so just get this one as a screenshot. So paste it in your evidence document as well. So relationship evidence too. Paste it there. So you have all this information. So that's important. The next thing that you probably need to show, let me see if you need to show anything else. Let's go back here. We did show in the other one that we have 127 records. We did show there. I checked from the mark scheme. There is a part where you have to show that you have got this number of records. So we did show in one of the evidence document that we have about 127 records. So here it's 128, and the first record is actually the column heading. So that's 127. So I don't know if they would consider that. Alternatively, we can just put like a simple thing that our database is actually made up of 127 records. So what we need to do is save it, is to go to all our employees' data, and I don't know if we would need to show, just get a screenshot of this bottom part, okay, that we are showing the employee data is supposed to be 127. Otherwise, what I should have done when I created that, should have, okay, let's just minimize this. Just minimize this so that we can get and show these guys that. So I'll just do it the way it was done in the mark scheme. I'll just show them that this is the part for the employee, and this table actually is getting about 127 records. Okay, so get the screenshot of and just paste it here and call it number of records, evidence 2, and then call this one number of records. Okay, and paste it right there. Okay, that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, so we have created the relationship, we've imported the tables, we have changed the formats and stuff like that, and that should be perfectly fine. Okay, that should be perfectly fine. Let me see if there's anything else that I can do on this one. I think that should be fine. So what I'm doing is, let me see how much time I've used. 19 minutes. So what I'm going to do is to end this video here, and I'll continue with step number for in the next video. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you shortly in the next video.